Hey, what's up, y'all? Okay, so this reaction I'm about to do is funny because there was a girl I used to be cool with. She hated Ben Shapiro. She called him Ben Shapiro or whatever. I don't know how they say his name, but I never saw what her issue was with him. But anyway, we gotta do a Jesse Lee Peterson reaction. Ben Shapiro tore Trump apart. Jesse Lee Peterson. Let's get it. Let's go. No time to waste.
There are conservatives out there who still refuse to support Donald Trump. And why not Trump?
Because I don't think he's conservative. I think he toxifies the conservative effort, and I think that he's doing an enormous amount of damage down ballot and for the future. I think that for conservatives, this election was already lost because one of two things happens. Either he wins, in which case I have real fears that he's going to gut the conservative movement because I've already seen it. I've seen people lying for Trump, pretending that Trump is conservative, shifting their conservatism to meet Trump. You see it in the polls. You see 61% of Republicans now say they're anti-free trade. And that scares me because I think the only future for the country is a limited government conservative, and Trump certainly is not that. If he loses, then we have a similar problem, which is that he's gutting the party. I mean, if you just look at how he's doing with minorities, if you look at how he's doing with women, there's an entire generation of people who are going to look at everyone who backed Trump and started speaking out in favor of Trump and talking about how wonderful Trump was, and they're going to say, so you're okay with the Mexican judge comments, and you're okay with him making fun of disabled reporters, and you're okay with this and that. That means you're a bad person. I'm never going to vote for people like this again. And also, if he loses, it's going to be important there are a group of people who say, look, we found him unacceptable from the beginning, and so if you try and hit him with us, well, don't hit him with us. We didn't back him.
Well, you say he's...
That's the realest Ben Shapiro has ever been. He's 1,000% right. Like, after Trump, the conservative party has a lot to rebuilding to do to prove to a lot of different people that they weren't what people thought they were. A lot of people think they're racist, bigoted, sexist, racist, bigoted, sexist, anti-Semitic, all kind of shit. So Ben Shapiro is 1,000% right. The party has to build itself back up against the narrative that's been put against it. That's a fact.
Not a conservative.
Yes.
Define conservative for me.
Okay, God-given rights, limited government, personal responsibility.
Mm-hmm. You don't think he is for those things?
I don't think that he believes fundamentally in any of those things.
Really? Why is that?
Okay, so I think that Donald Trump's philosophy is ad hoc. I don't think he really thinks deeply about these issues. He just sort of has policies that he backs. But to take God-given rights as an example, he clearly doesn't care very much about religious freedom issues. I mean, when you look at the transgender bathroom issue in North Carolina, he says, yeah, I'd open up Trump Tower to transgender bathrooms. And, I think that the local government should basically do what they want to do.
Well, he did say that the local government should handle that, and voters are going to have to keep his feet to the fire to make sure that he promotes the issues that they're concerned about.
Right.
Because one thing that has happened in this country is that the voters have not stopped the government from expanding and doing exactly what it wants.
Right.
So even if we should get Donald Trump, we still have to keep an eye on him.
100%. But the original question is, why isn't he conservative? I understand. By the way, I totally understand the argument and sympathize with the argument and sort of agree with the argument. If Trump is better than Hillary, you have to vote for Trump.
Right.
I get that. And I have a lot of respect for people who feel that way. What I don't have respect for is the position Donald Trump is a stalwart conservative who's standing up for all of our principles.
Well, a lot of those issues, he admitted that he was not for in the beginning. Over the years, you've had change of mind or change of heart.
Very convenient
about those things.
Yeah, I mean, he was...
Is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with changing your mind about something?
If I believe that he actually changed his mind out of anything but political convenience in the moment that he's in, then no. I mean, if I thought that it was genuine.
The Republican establishment, the politicians who have been there for years and years and years, have not done anything about those conservative issues. They have not stopped one thing. What do you think of the Never Trump people? What do you think of them? There are people who say, I would never vote. Are you part of that group? That's it, the Never Trump group?
I mean, I've tweeted it before, yeah.
Really?
Sure.
So are you a Never Trump person?
So I'm a Never Trump person in the sense that as Trump currently is, I would never vote for him. If he changed...
What the fuck? I'm a Never Trumper. Okay... Like, I'm a never Trumper because I decided I wouldn't vote for him. Like, you're supposed to earn my vote, man. You're supposed to earn my trust. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Politicians are going in a whole fucking other direction now. Like, the expectation. Biden going to Charlemagne saying, yeah, you ain't voting for me, you ain't black. As if the expectation is for us to go vote for the Democratic Party. The same thing on the other side. You're a never Trumper if you don't go vote for Trump. Who gives a fuck? You don't have to vote for Trump if you don't want to. He's supposed to earn your trust. Like, where the fuck is this going in America? Like, we don't care that the politicians don't want to earn our trust. They just want us to blindly follow them into the dark. Ben Shapiro is like, he's being as honest as he's a conservative, being as honest as he's being about the whole situation. Yes, I don't support Donald Trump and some of the other things that he's doing, but I do support conservatism. Like, Trump is not conservatism. Like, I don't know.
If he becomes another human, then I would vote for him. You can only vote based on the evidence that's in front of you. I wrote a piece for National Review where I said, never say never Trump, basically, which is, if Trump changes, then I'd be open to voting for him.
What I don't understand, we've gone through so much in the last 7 years especially.
Yeah.
Why are the people who are against Trump, voting for Trump, why are they so willing to just give up the country? Because that's what would happen if they don't get Trump in. Why are they so willing to just give up? What is it about Trump that would cause them, turn them off in that way, that they'll just give up the country?
So as I say, it's a matter of risk calculation. Your calculation is that if Trump loses, the country is over. My calculation is that if Trump loses, Hillary will be the second worst president in American history for 4 years, and then we can run an actual conservative and take her out.
So this is an old interview because talking about Hillary. Okay, so Ben Shapiro has been consistent throughout the years. You got to give him props for that. He's been consistent on how he feels throughout the years.
That's my calculation.
But that's what we said about Obama. He's out of there in 8 years,
I never said that about Obama. I felt if Obama won the first time, he'd win the second.
So how about the 8th year? He's been there 8 years. Isn't it time to take him out and not put his sister in?
Of course it's horrifying. Listen,
because you know that Hillary Clinton is Barack Obama in a dress.
Yeah, I mean, she's a less effective politician. She's more corrupt.
In your book, Bullies, you say to hit back twice as hard. You remember saying that, right? Trump does that. Do you admire that about Trump?
It depends if he's hitting the right target. So when he hits the right target, yes. What I've said from the very beginning about Trump is he's a hammer in search of a nail. Sometimes he hits a nail. Sometimes he hits a puppy. Lately, he's been hitting lots of puppies. There are lots of puppy brains all over the floor.
Now, that's a really good analogy. Like when he talked about the Haitians and he said they're eating the cats and dogs. That's come on, man. Like the Haitian community's never done anything to Donald Trump for Donald Trump can attack them. Like it's little things like that, or like when he made fun of the handicapped person or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. But those are examples of him hitting puppies. Like I get what he's saying.
Yeah, for the right target.
Okay, so the right target, for example, there was one point where Jorge Ramos was in one of his press conferences, and Jorge Ramos started yelling at him, and he basically said, "Jorge, you need to get out." Right? Okay, that's fine, right? I mean, wrong target. Journalist writes a bad piece about him. He goes up and makes fun of him for being disabled.
Do you admire Trump at all?
No, I think he's a despicable man, but
really,
yes.
I've noticed that over the last, I've been paying attention to politics for about 28 years now. And I've noticed that the Democrats, along with the liberal media, they say what they want about the Republicans. They call them racist. They say they hate women, they hate the gays, they hate your mama. And just every year in and year out. And the Republican representatives have not stood up for themselves. They allowed that to happen.
So I'll take that correction. That's right. That I do admire about Trump.
Yeah.
If Trump is hit by the wrong person, he hits them back. That I admire about Trump. I just think he has some discipline. I wish he had some discipline.
What I've noticed though, because he's hitting back, if they say something about him, he's back. He's on them. He hit back. And the Democrats are not accustomed to that.
Right, that's true.
They are not at all, so they're having like a hissy fit about it.
Right, and that's the thing. You know what I think could be really nice about the Democrats? They get somebody in there that is like Trump to a degree, right? Who is like, I'm gonna hit back and motherfuckers hit me. We gonna spar. You know what I mean? That would be a dope ass leader to come into the Democratic Party. They don't have that right now. They don't.
The problem is they have no idea what's going on when they've been doing it so long. But what I don't understand, why are the Republicans going along, the voters going along with the Democrats on hitting Trump back when they know what we've gone through as Republicans?
Well, I
And
mean,
they're only screaming because they're not accustomed to being.
no, I mean, I'm pleased when Trump hits the right targets. Again, I think that he just chases squirrels all over the place. And the Gold Star family is a perfect example, right? So you got this Gold Star family, and they go up and they say something that is very, very political, right? They make a political statement about Trump that they don't have to make at the DNC. And instead of just letting it go, or instead of doing the George W. Bush thing where he says they're a Gold Star family, they have a right to their opinion, I disagree. He feels the need to start going after the wife, right? Who's just standing there. She's literally just standing there. And he's like, well, she's the one, right? I mean, what, does she have anything to say? It's like, well, wait a second, Donald. Like, just calm down. Like, take 5 seconds, recalibrate. He always says things like, lots of people say that JFK was shot by Rafael Cruz, right? Lots of people say this. Lots of people say that. Well, lots of people say you're a moron, dude. I mean, like, lots of people say lots of stuff.
I'm surprised that you are not enjoying this because of the way Republicans, especially outspoken Republicans, have been treated. I would think this would be refreshing.
I spent my entire career fighting for a conservative movement that is not racist, right? Fighting for a conservative movement that cannot be boxed into the corner by the left. Today, Hillary Clinton made a speech in which she connected Donald Trump to the alt-right, and it was not completely unjustified. What the Democrats have been trying to portray us as for my entire lifetime, there's a bunch of racist, sexist, bigot, homophobes who hate the poor and all this stuff. And Trump, because he has no discipline and no capacity to rein himself in, and because he really is not a conservative at heart, I mean, I know people who know him well. He's a Democrat. Because of this, you know, he gives conservatism a bad name, and he's going to lose by 10. So we don't even get the pleasure of defeating Hillary Clinton in the process.
Donald is interested in that he's a man, and we haven't seen a real man in a big way in a long time.
I don't think that's true. I think Romney was a man. I think he was an honorable man. Romney was an honorable man. Donald Trump is a sleaze.
You think Mitt Romney is an honorable man?
100%. So was John McCain.
Came after Trump. Mitt Romney refused to deal with Barack Obama. He was a coward.
Okay.
Because he could have won.
I agree with you on campaigning, but I don't define man.
So would a real man have cowered down to a little girly man like Obama?
Okay, Romney should not.
Answer that first.
Okay, Romney is who he is as a man and who he is as a politician. I'm not going to argue with you that he needs more courage as a politician.
But don't we need him to be a man?
I differentiate courage as a politician and ability as a politician from who you are as a man. I mean, I have a lot more respect for Mitt Romney, who stayed married to the same woman his entire life and leads a model family, than Donald Trump, who has 3 separate families, is a serial cheater, and brags about having sex with other men's wives in his memoirs. Again, how I define a real man is extended to more than just yelling at people, which is what Trump does. I don't think it takes a real man to yell at someone. Honestly, I think Trump is a coward.
Did your father ever yell at you growing up?
Damn, Bitch Shapiro is eating, man. What the girls be doing? He eating right now. I ain't gonna lie, he eating, in my opinion.
But he did.
He never had to, really.
But he did.
I'm trying to think of a situation which maybe once.
I'm sure he did at least once.
Maybe once.
And did that...
When I was 11, I think.
Did that take away from him being a real man?
No, but if he had done it every single day and hit me with a belt, it would have.
Do you love Donald Trump?
Do I love Donald Trump? No.
You don't love Trump?
Why would I love Trump?
Because isn't in the Jewish religion to love your enemies?
No, that's yours. That's love thy neighbor as thyself is mine.
Right, and the Christian's religion is to love your neighbor and also love your enemy as thyself. To hate no one.
Yeah, L'Orecha Kamocha is what it is in Hebrew. Yeah, to love your neighbors yourself, yeah.
So then are you obligated to love Trump?
I mean, I can love him as a human. I can love him just as another human being and think that he does a lot of terrible things and hope that he does better.
And do you love him?
I mean, I love him the same way that I love a person I've never met.
Do you love Donald Trump?
I mean, that seems like a stacked question. You seem to be asking it 2 separate ways, Jesse.
Do you?
I don't want to date him if that's the question. There's love him on a spiritual level, like he's a human being and I want to see him do better. And then there's love him on a political and personal level. And no, I don't love him on a political and personal level. I don't think he's a good person.
You separate the love if they're not doing it the way you want them to?
I think that you can love a human being for being a human being without loving the person they are.
Do you think that God loved you when you're doing wrong, or does he stop loving that wrong part of you and just love the right part?
I think that God loves me when I'm doing wrong, but he's disappointed in me.
Right, but he still loves you. He's not cutting off part of the love, right?
Yeah, but I'm not as good at this as God is.
Oh, you're not? Why not?
Because he's God and I'm not.
Because you're a married family man now, you're going to have to be loving all the time.
I am to my wife and children, but I
there's going to be time when the kids are going to drive that away, or try to drive that away from you.
Oh, right, but yeah, I'm related to them.
So, just for the record, you do love Donald Trump.
As just as I would love any other human being, I love Donald Trump.
Are you angry at him?
Yes, because he disappoints me.
And why be angry at that?
Because he disappoints me.
Is it possible that in your anger you're not seeing things clear?
It's possible, sure.
Well, why take the risk to be angry and run that risk of not seeing things clearly?
Because it also says in Psalms that you're supposed to hate
making the
evil.
wrong decision.
It also says in Psalms you're supposed to hate evil, and when he does bad things, I hate it.
Thanks for watching.
Facts. All right. Well, hey, I really don't know what to say. Like, I think Ben Shapiro was eating right there. Anyways, I'm out, y'all. Peace.